about the one and only Joe Pyfer. Joe, let me ask you real quick before we talk about your stuff. Good to see you, brother, by the way. Thanks for jumping on.
Bro.
Jon Jones, if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall, are you signing that petition to strip him?
Yeah, because but yeah, no, I think if Jon Jones doesn't fight Tom Aspinall, he doesn't deserve to be the heavyweight champion anymore, because I think it's basically retirement, and I don't see anybody else who he would actually fight. So I hate to say the word strip, just because, you know, I think Jon Jones is an amazing fighter.
Yeah.
Let's go, weak boy. Pull that shit.
What's going on? Who are you talking to?
You working on a car, Joe?
It's my, you know, Bobby?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Yeah, so I'm helping him teaching him to change his brakes, so.
Oh,
nice.
Some real man shit, Joe.
That's some man
Real
shit.
man shit. Useful, blue collar, dirty hands.
You're changing the brakes. I mean, I know how to change a tire, but changing brakes, that's out of my pay grade.
Yeah, that's legit. That's legit.
I can do everything. The only thing I can't do is rebuild a transmission, or I would say build the bottom end of a block, because I don't have the machining tools to do it. But I can build a whole motor, and I enjoy doing car stuff. So
how long would it take you to change a set of brakes on a car?
All four, like rotors and pads?
Sure.
I'd say about an hour and a half.
Yeah, you're a better man than me, Joe.
Joe,
Yeah,
is this something you trained in? Was this something you like? Who taught you all this kind of stuff, and how long have you been that involved in like mechanic stuff?
So I always loved cars, man. I just never had the outlet for it. And then when I broke my elbow on the Contender, I had a friend at the time who had a speed shop, and it was failing, and he needed some mechanics. And I just kind of went there with my own stuff and started building my own shit, watching YouTube tutorials. So I'm a backyard mechanic, but I learned how to do a lot of shit there, and he had all the tools for me to learn. So I basically just self-taught, man.
See, that's the cool thing, isn't it? You can learn so much shit on YouTube these days. Like back in the day when I was starting fighting, I remember me and a bunch of training partners trying to figure out how to escape a triangle, trying to figure it out. I swear to God, now you can just go on YouTube and find a million ways. Real quick, before we get onto the fight stuff, you go off, you have a legendary fight career. Joe Pyfer, the welterweight, middleweight champion of the world, whichever one it is.
Middleweight.
You have middleweight. You have the money. A lot of people go for Lamborghinis and shit like that. I think your dream car would be like a muscle car. What?
Dodge Viper ACR. Amazing. It's a V10. I don't know if they make V12s, but it's a V10 Dodge Viper ACR. It's got the big wing on the back. It's uncomfortable as shit to drive. But I mean, if you've ever watched the Pennzoil commercial and you don't know what that car is, watch the Pennzoil commercial. There's a yellow and a black one, and they're drifting, and it looks amazing. I've driven all the Ferraris. I've driven all the Lambos. Yes.
Let me ask you, John. Paul, you can ask a question after this. I've got to ask this.
Yeah, no, dude.
Would you drive that car wearing Paul Felder's hat?
So,
Come on, Joe.
I think he rocks it. I'm a ugly. I'm not built like fucking Paul over there. So I would wear nothing. I would drive that car butt ass naked. I don't care. I'll drive it with whatever. I don't care. As long as I can drive that bitch and slam gears, I'm good.
I think you should. If you get a car like that, you've done things right, and you should be driving it naked.
Hell yeah.
Do it up.
Jack it up a little bit. Yeah. No, hell yeah. I would love that. But that's my dream car if I was to buy one. Like I said, I've driven all the other cars, man. I can't justify it because they're uncomfortable. I'm a tall dude, and I'm not really a big fan of the Lambos. I think they're sick, but just for that, that's good.
Yeah. So talking to you now, though, Joe, we wouldn't think that you're going to be competing on pay-per-view in under a week from now. You're just chilling. You're working on the car. I love that. I mean, obviously, it's a nice distraction. It's relaxing and gives you something to do with your spare time and stuff. But that is, I mean, a lot of people right now are doing last-minute prep. They're doing meditation and breath work and all that shit, you know. But you're there getting the hands dirty.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, listen, my biggest thing, I realized, I've been saying the past week, like I told Paul when he reached out about the interview, I was like, I'm deleting Instagram this week because I don't care what people say, But when I go on Instagram and it's nothing but negative, negative, negative. Like I'll see positive and it doesn't make me feel any type of way. But if I read a negative comment, it makes me feel some type of way. Because I just want to be like, you're a pussy, dude. Like you're sitting at home and you're a fat and you don't know what it takes to walk in there. You don't know the risk we take. You don't know the preparation we have. You don't know the weight cut. My biggest fight is the weight cut. So, it puts me in a negative mindset. And honestly, I don't need to see what he's saying. I don't need to see what people think or what they say. Like, I've built a beautiful life for myself. And, I get to fight in the best organization in the world. And all I have to worry about is me, man. Like, at the end of the day, I think this fight is a layup for me. And I just need to be focused for 15 minutes. And I'll outclass this dude anywhere. I know he's a vet and I know he's tough. But I can beat his ass for 15 minutes. I'm not just a one-trick pony. I'm not just a one-style guy. Like, I can grapple. I think it's underrated. And I think a lot of his film prep is going to be off my Jack Hermansson fight, where I had walking pneumonia the whole camp, and then I had 2 staph infections, antibiotics. Like, I could go on with what wasn't right. It was my first new contract, and I needed money. I couldn't say no to my first main event. And, whatever. I lost a 5-round fight. And it's not like I got finished. I didn't get rocked. So I think if he comes out and his style is to try to wrestle me and get me tired, like, bro, I'm ready for anything this weekend. So I'm just thankful I have the opportunity and I get to actually fight a guy like KG. I have no ill will towards him, but I'm not a stepping stone, and I'm not one of these kids that doesn't believe in himself. So I know I got the bigger power, and I just need to stay focused. That's it. 15 minutes of hell. That's all.
Yeah, Joe, how is the body feeling? I know staff and things like that, man, they can be difficult to get over, and you seem to be good, though. You look good. I saw you in the gym this past week and stuff. And do you like almost feeling like you maybe got a little chip on your shoulder with how people are coming at you? Do you think of this as an opportunity for you to kind of just shut everyone up a little bit, Joe?
1,000%, 1,000%. It's not going to shut anybody up. There's always going to be somebody to talk shit,
and that's
Jon
the thing,
Jones
man. It's
lost
not
a fight, but
yeah.
Jon Jones hasn't lost a fight. Khabib hasn't lost a fight. We can argue that Jon Jones lost to Dominic Reyes, whatever. But at the end of the day, people will find imperfection in everything, and they're the guys that aren't the ones risking their health and their life and doing what we do. I don't have a problem if fighters talk shit to each other, because at the end of the day, we can get in there and handle it. But when it's people that are just losers run their mouth, it irritates me. But I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for my team, and I'm doing this for the family I want to build.
And that's that. Is that for his family? He's trying to build it, and he's got to build the brakes on the car. He'll be back in a second, I think. Maybe he's got a phone call or something like that. I love. Do you want to just give us a 2-shot, Brian, while we wait for him to come back? I hope he does come back. I love the chip on the shoulder, and I was just going to say to him there, and we'll wait for him to join. As I said, I understand. There's a lot of dickheads on social media. There's a lot of people with opinions that are negative, and they say a lot of nasty shit. Here he is. What's up, Joe? I was just going to say, it's all right, buddy.
My phone, man.
You're a popular guy.
I want to do this for me. I want to do this for the family I want to build. And trust me, I'd be a liar to say that once I do what I got to do this weekend, it will feel good to quiet some people. But this is a fight game, and I could lose the fight and people still would talk shit. I could win the fight and everybody will say I beat a washed, on the downward trajectory as far as performances, KG. But, this guy is young. He's 32, 33. He's not that old. I think he's had a lot of miles on the clock, even though he hasn't been knocked out. I've heard he's been hurt in the gym a bunch of times. And, it is what it is. But, man, those guys. I hate people that sit there and run their mouth but don't have shit to say to my face. Like a Jeremy Stevens.
Why? What did Stevens say? Go on. At the press conference.
Yeah, I was having some fun, and he said we're all retards and this shit and all kinds of crap. And so when I was like, yo, you're if you don't like what I got to say, like you're like 1-9 in the UFC, dude, in your last like 8 fights. Like I don't want to hear shit, or your last 10 fights, whatever it was. And he's talking shit on the guy that was Eddie Alvarez, who built himself from nothing. So at the end of the day, I knew Eddie since I was 5 years old. So I said some shit. And, And I was like, if you don't like it, you can say something to me. Like, we can get it. And when I was in the back, you know, obviously I'm much bigger than him, so it's not like it's going to be a real fight. In the back, he literally didn't say a word to me. He wouldn't look at me. Me and Sean were right next to each other. He was like 5 feet from us. Didn't look at me. Wouldn't acknowledge me. No nothing. Then he goes on. He was like, I looked right at you. And I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But then, like,
listen,
you know, there's
Joe,
some guys that are really good fighters. They're great fighters, but they're not tough guys.
Listen, let me give you some advice, though.
Not about that shit outside.
Listen, I was hated beyond belief. Okay. I used to, anytime I came to America, I would have people driving down the street, leaning out of cars, you Bisping and shit like that. I walked into an arena in Anaheim and the entire arena all booed me. This was like 2011, I think. Right. I was hated and I just leaned into it. And I was like, well, do you know what? You all. And I just, as I say, and it helped me. And then eventually people were like, you know what, this guy's all right. So ignore them. It's social media. You're the one doing it. People are going to talk shit. The sport's popular. So you got fans. Fans are entitled to their opinions. And if you don't like it, just block them. Block.
I never had a problem with you. You became world champion and nobody thought you could. So them all. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care. My thing is, if you're going to talk shit, come say it to my face, and then we can figure out who the tough guy is. So
but you can't do that to every little dickhead on the internet. So
I can't. Exactly. That's why I deleted the app. So I
don't delete it.
You just got to build cars, yo.
Just for a week. Yeah.
Knock people out, build cars, drive cool shit, and live your life, man.
Yeah.
You know?
The legendary power of Joe Pyfer, though. Tell us what round are you putting?
Hold on.
Where are you putting Kelvin to sleep?
Before he even says anything, I have like played spar with Joey, and to his credit, he was literally being nice to me, Michael. When I was on, it was one of the times I came back, I was like, I think I'm gonna fight again. And I'm in there, I'm moving around with like the little guys, I'm feeling good, and then I get around with Joey, and he just like touches me. And I literally like my legs got a little jiggly, and then I'm trying to like kill him, and he's just jabbing me. I can tell you, it's just touching. The dude's got heavy hands, man.
Thank you, man.
But now you tell us about it, Joey.
Yeah,
because I felt it.
I think I beat him inside 2 rounds, man. I think the biggest thing for me is I need to get my range down. I need to get my distance down in this fight. And you know, he wants you to overcommit on shots. So he's banking on me throwing big shots so he can fall back and then throw his 1-2. And then obviously he's got his check hook to his big left hand, but he really dips his head a lot and throws like big shots. And I really don't see him. I could be completely wrong, but I really don't see him wanting to stand with me early. I think his game plan as to why he brought in like wrestlers is to wrestle me early, try to get me tired, get my arms pumped, and then try to, you know, put a pace on. That's what I think he has in his head, which I think is great for me because that means he has to get close. And, you know, Kelvin Gastelum's out wrestling guys like D-Rod. He's not out wrestling guys like me. And I'm going with some really, really, really good grapplers, obviously in Sean. And we got a couple other really good Russian guys up in our gym that are really good at wrestling, that are just 10 times better than he is, just plain and simple. But I think inside 2 rounds, man, I really think once I get my distance and I'm able to touch him, I'll keep being able to hit those shots and pick them apart and then land that one big one. So I think inside 2 rounds, man.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, you're relatively at the start of your UFC career. So, you know, the motivation is there. The desire is there. The hunger's all there. Gastelum, still a young guy, but he's been around for a long time. It was about 6 years ago he had that legendary fight with Israel Adesanya. And I'm not talking shit about him, even though he construes everything that I say is talking shit about him. He loves to talk shit about me on Instagram and in interviews, but so what? But there's a lot of losses. Do you think the passion is still there for Kelvin? Or do you think at this point he's just kind of showing up for a payday?
I think he's getting paid so much probably at this point. I don't know his earnings, but I think he's getting paid so much at this point. He doesn't care who he fights. He's just, you know, he's a dog. He'll fight anybody. But I'm preparing for the Kelvin, you know, that fought Izzy.
Sure.
I don't even want to say the Kelvin that fought you because at the end of the day, it's like he caught you, but I don't think he was.
Bro, I shouldn't have been in that octagon. I'd just been choked out 2 weeks earlier. You know what I mean?
Man.
I had no business being there.
But this is what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, like you're a world champion. Like he got a good win over you, whatever. Like, but I'm already 5 fights in, and I think me and him have the same amount of knockouts. So like in my head, the only way this dude can beat me is knocking me out. And I don't see that happening. I've never been knocked out. I've never even been hit where I was wobbled. I've been hit where my shit was wrong, and I'm still fine. But I've never been wobbled. I've never been knocked out. And I don't think a 70-pounder coming up. I'm not saying you can't, but I don't think it's a high chance. I have good defense, and I have really good distance management, man. So, but yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I don't think his hunger's the same. I know he said something in his interview last time about, he wants to make another title run, and it starts with me, but. Out of here, dude. I'm making my title run. I'm not making the money he's making. I'm here to hurt this, and this isn't a game to me. And I know a lot of people are like, he thinks Joe Pyfer talks like he's undefeated and all this shit. Like, bro, that's the mentality I have. Like, yesterday's yesterday. Right now, I'm better than I was when I fought Mark. I'm better than I was when I fought Jack. I'm better than I was when I made my debut. Like, if you watch the trajectory of my career, I do keep getting better and better and better. My problem has been I don't really get a whole lot of cage time because I get people out of there. So, yeah, man, I think I don't think he's the same Kelvin. And if you look at his last performance, which I think was D-Rod, I thought it looked terrible. As far as how he used to look, it wasn't obviously the fight wasn't terrible, but it was like, bro, you're out wrestling D-Rod. The guy's a pure boxer, has no wrestling defense at all. So, yeah. And he missed weight by a lot. So I hope he misses weight for this one. I want a chunk of his purse so I could get an idea how much he makes.
Send some food to his room randomly while you guys are out there.
Nah. See, that's the other thing too. Like we're doing a press conference, and I'm like, I wonder if he'll talk shit. I don't really see him as like a guy that talks shit, but I don't know. We'll see.
He can talk a little shit. He's got like a smugness in his shit talk.
Yeah, he's got that dumbass smirk on his face. It drives me nuts.
the dumbass smirk.
When we faced off, like he looked me up and down, and I'm like, bro, what is that supposed to be intimidating, dog? Like, look at your physique, dude. What do you like? This ain't about physique. This is about skill. Like, and I'm not writing him off because of how he's built, but he looked me up and down, like what have you fought bigger? Cool, I don't give a but you ain't fought somebody that hits as hard as me. Yeah. Listen, Izzy put him down with light shots, touch shots, bing, and he fell. So all I'm saying is let me touch that chin. Let me get one clean shot. And if I don't find it, then I can wrestle my ass off too. So.
All right. Well, that seems like a great way to end it there, Joe.
Yeah,
all the best next week, man. We'll let you get back to working on the cars. Have a hell of a fight. Yeah. I'm looking forward to a knockout.
I'm gonna go up with my wife, Joe. So I'll be there. I think. Yeah.
Hey, I'll find you.
Good luck, man.
Bisping, you gonna be there?
No, I'm in Canada right now.
Mike's working on a movie.
Oh, so yeah.
Hey, well, I've always had respect for you, man, and I've always had respect for you, and I've always enjoyed your commentating. I know it has nothing to do with this, but you're great. You guys are great commentators. Paul, you as well. And I've never had a problem with Michael Bisping. So I think you've surprised a lot of people how well you speak and how well you do your job, man. So
I was expecting a but. I've never had a problem with you.
No but. Listen, if I don't like somebody, I say it. I'm pretty I'm unapologetically myself, and I think that's what people misconstrue too. I've always been the same Joe Pyfer since I was a amateur, and I'm the same guy now. It's just everybody wanted to say I was a hype train and all this shit. So they can
sometimes they get snippets of you, right? They get only snippets of you, and now you're fully getting to develop, and you're gonna have ups and downs like this, and it's all part of the game, man. I think you're just getting more eyeballs on you. You're still in a big position this coming weekend with a legit guy. I mean, you get to fight a guy like Kelvin. He's a guy in the division that you go out there, you put a guy like that out, you're doing good things. So just
changes my life,
man.
And Joe, never change, because that's what people, if they're talking shit now, that's what they're going to grow to love about you, that you are yourself. And how good is that, by the way? How good does it feel to be able to walk through life being yourself? Because so many people are
that's why I chose the
so
sport,
many people come up with bullshit. They pretend to be somebody that they're not, right? Be a man. Be yourself. Speak your mind.
Yeah. Well, that's why I chose the sport, man. I didn't want to work for somebody that could tell me what to do or treat me some type of way unfairly. And I did do those jobs, and I hated it, and I always had a problem with being bossed around. So I took control of my own shit, and here we are. So that's why when they were all upset about what I said down in Mexico, I'm like, hey, I ain't got a problem with Mexicans. I just said that place, it's a shithole. I'll never fight there. It's not for me. I don't have nothing towards the people, and everybody wanted to be on my dick about it, so they can still suck my dick. Is how I feel.
Exactly, Joe. We'll let you go, man. All the best next weekend, buddy.
Hey, USA
Thanks,
up
dude.
in this bitch, boy. Let's go.
USA, you're both American.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, nah, he's half, dog. We don't claim his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Later, Joe.
boys.
See you, buddy.